Okay, hello friends, how are you? Today I'm going to share you my little bit experience about the Unix file system. I hope you will like it. And yeah, so let's start. Okay, so Unix file system, like here in Unix or Linux, everything is a file, right? Everything is in the file. Like there are two types of mainly the files, like the ordinary files, maybe the any file you create a text file, HTML file, Java file. These are just regular files, or you can create a directory. So those are the ordinary file or directory. There are the character device files, like where like a serial cable or any backup devices file. Those are the measured into the block. Those are the block devices. Like any file system, if you create those are they are the block devices. And the named pipes, this is another type of the files into the Linux. And the socket which you create for the communication, that is for socket. And another thing is the symbolic links is basically like if you it's kind of a shortcut into the Windows. um, if you have got the a.txt, if you want to create a shortcut for that, like maybe the b.txt, you can create that. And it is just the kind of a shortcut into the Windows world. That is called the soft link. And hard link is basically it is the in the Linux, everything, it is denoted, all the files are denoted by some inode number that is unique to each files. I'm going to demonstrate you all this into the my in the Kali setup. So this is the basically the theoretical part. I just want to cover that what is the different symbolic links, soft link, hard link, and what are the ordinary files, what are the directories. So these are the different Unix file system has got this. Now if you go to the internal file implementation, how this file system works, everything in the file system it's denoted by a number called inode. And inode is nothing but it's a kind of a metadata for all the file system. So like if you created a.txt, so a.txt will have certain metadata. What is the metadata is maybe what is the who has what is the mode of this file, maybe basically there are three types of user, group, and others into the file system. And what is the user ID, effective user ID for that particular file, and group ID, a time, c time, access time, change time, m is the modified time, size is the basically what is the size of the file, and b for the again how many blocks it needs for that particular file. And a reference count is the how many from the start block, how many the blocks it requires to complete the file size. And the direct block is basically up to the 10 blocks it goes, and after if it is the 11th block it will be going to the indirect block. That's how it references the files internally. So in nutshell what I want to say that all the files has got the unique inode number, that's what it represents. And all these inodes are stored into the ext2 or ext4 Linux file system. So let me go and demonstrate you all this. So suppose here I have connected with one of my Kali Linux VM. And here if I show you like um, so here you can see this is the different files. And file systems has got the dash file and dash file 01 file. And this is the file different way you can create a file in different ways. Suppose you want to create a file touch aaa.txt, you can see this file has created. And if you see the long listing, so you can see this has got the file user is the Kali, group is also Kali. And the group permission is basically the user is read, write, and execute. And group permission has got the read only, and the others like anybody else has got the read only permission by default. It all based on the umask setting, all the files get created. Like by default it's based on the by default for file, if you got the 600 this is the umask, and if your my umask is applied to as a 022, so basically effective it is going to be files permission size will be the you know this is going to be masked. So this is the masking, like out of this you just mask this setting, so that will be coming the effective user ID for that. And if you want to change the permission for maybe chmod, if you want to change the all have the execute permission for this AAA.txt, you can do that. You can, if you see the if you see the permission now, you can see all has got the execute permission. You see user group and others, because we have changed the permission as all should have the execute permission. So this is what. And if you want to create a red directory, maybe here you can see the this is our previous files, and it has created a directory D for directory, right? And D for directory, and this is the permission for that. So what is the inode content is like, what is the mode? This is the mode I'm trying to explain to you. RW, these are the mode. What is the user ID for that? This is user ID, this is group ID. Access time is basically what time this file has got created. And if you want to state AAA.txt, here it says the complete, this is the file, it is the name of the file, and the file size 0 because I have not put anything. And this is the inode number for this AAA. This is inode number unique to the AAA.txt. And what is the user ID, who owns this, and this is the group ID for that. And you can see the access time is this one, that is A time, modify time is M time, and C time is the change time, right? And this is the time it has got created. So this is, you can see in the file system you can create, and all the modes and all the access permission and modes, everything is there, right? So this is the related with the file system. Let's move on some other things I just want to share with you. So these are the files. I have just created a file. If you see, I have created a file, it's called dash file. If this file has got some content, but if somebody wants to print it, okay, what is the content of this, you can't. Here you see can't file, you can't do this way. So there is a way you can, this is called the dash file. Basically if you want to have the content, basically you redirect with this, and then you can see the content. Now you can see this is the dash file, this is the content of that dash file, right? Now if there is a file called a file 001, you cannot see the content for this here as well. Like if you do minus file 01, you see you can't do the, you can't actually in the Linux, this is the way you cannot access the file content. So what you have to do to access this type of files, these are the special files. So how you can access the content? So here again you can, suppose you want to access the file 001. So what you have to specify, cat --, and then file 01. Then now if you type it now, you can see the content. Here you go. So this is the file with the prefix. So all these files are this special file. And also in the Linux, file naming is very case sensitive, like test file, test is different than test, or yeah, these are all the 3 different files into the Linux. But in Windows it might accept as a one file, but in Windows it's all 3 different files, because the naming convention is unique, is a very case sensitive in the Linux. Now what, so this is the and again like in Windows, if you create a file, Linux is a fun.txt with the space, it will accept, but here in the Linux it won't accept, so you have to put into the quotes, then only. So here if I see the content of this file, it has to be into the quotes, otherwise you can't see the file. Paste selection and see, I think I have not started the quote here, that's the reason. So if we want, oh no, sorry, I think this starts from here. Yeah, so if you cat it, you can see the content of the file, but if you're just without quotes, if you're giving it, you can't see the file. Now there's some hidden files comes into the picture, like if you create a any directory, and if you see the so these are the two files created. It is by default, it's a hidden files, right? You have not created any, but by default it gets created. So any files with the dot, it's a hidden, by default you can't see it. So by default, if you created it, it won't be able to see, because if you see the touch EE, and if you see the files, you can see the yeah, there is a file here, and but there is you don't see the hidden file here. But if you want to see the hidden file also, you have to give option A. Yeah, so here you can see this is the hidden file also, it appears now. Okay, so this is the just wanted to share you about my experience with the Unix file system. It's very easy, just if you practice a few then yeah, it's very easy to understand the concept. Thank you.